this is Senua.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Railroad Tiles.
And Railroad Tiles Collector's Edition.
Yes, we are. These are both review copies. We haven't opened this one because the base game is also inside the deluxe edition, so we have played that. Today we're taking a look at the base game and also going to talk you to a bit about the different expansions. We haven't played them all. There is 8 expansions in the collector's edition, and you can buy all of them separately as well. I already said it was a review copy, right? Yes, I did, but now I said it again. And when I'm talking about saying things, I have said before, this is a channel that you can
subscribe to.
Yes, and why can you do that? Like, what is the main reason, top one reason to subscribe?
Games?
Yes,
yeah.
Perfect. Now we're talking about Railroad Tiles. This game is a tile laying game where you are going to build your own little network of tiles. They're going to have some cities on them, or towns that becomes, or buildings that become cities. They have roads and they have railroads. So even though it's called Railroad Tiles, it's also roads. In the expansions, there's even more things like boats and stuff. So roads and boats, almost the same game. It's not. This is a drafting game using the King Domino style drafting. It's always going to be known as that, where basically it's my turn. I choose some tiles I want to get. I will get them and place them. When everybody has chosen their tiles, that is going to be the turn order for next round. So like the lesser tiles, so the fewer tiles you take in a round, you will be having the first pick next round. At the beginning of each round, before the draft, you're going to flip one of these time tokens, and it's going to show a couple of different things. It's going to show a symbol in the middle here that's going to tell you what kind of tokens you'll be able to place in your... it's a person, I show a car. That makes sense. So let's do it. Boom! Person token. You will be able to place, but not this round. We know this round we'll be able to place either 2 cars or a car and a train. But next round, this will go out and these will go in, and we'll be able to place these 2 tokens. I will come back to that in a second. But this also has a little flag, which means that I have to play one of my 3 objective tiles. All players are going to have 3 of them. There's a huge pile of them in the game. You get 3 the same 3, and I will be able to place one of them, so we don't have to play the same one in order. So every time they arrive, we will have to play one of those tiles. After we have played, we will get the tokens that we spoke about. So let's just pretend we are in this situation right here. I will get a car and I will get a person. So I can place these on symbols on my board. This has a car symbol. I can place it there. I look at that complete road and see how many cars are in that road. 1, I get 1 point. Next round, let's say I get to place one there. There's now 2, I get 2 more points. The same thing works with the trains in the same way, and the persons, they work kind of differently because they can also change stations. So they can change from the car or from the railroad or the car to the railroad, for example. So this would still be in the same network. I would score 2 points by placing that. You will continue doing that until there's been 8 rounds. After that, you are scoring a couple of other things. Each city, which is 3 of these building tiles adjacent, 3 or more, is going to score you points. And also you want to build like a rectangle. Right now, it would be like, this is my best rectangle, 6 points. You will not win the game if that happens, but you will try to score as many points as you can throughout the game.
We like the game that this is kind of based on, the Railroad Inc. It's a roll and write game, and in this game they have exchanged the dice rolling with the King Domino draft, and I would say that it works very well.
Yep.
And also the row or the column that isn't chosen gets a star on it, which makes the row more attractive, especially when multiple times it doesn't get chosen. The more stars it is, because the stars lets you exchange these passengers or these tokens right here. So for example, if you had to choose a train now, you don't have space for a train, you can spend a star to take something else that you have space for instead.
Absolutely. This is a pretty straightforward game, but like the puzzle is, of course, you're trying to see which are here, so you know that you will be able to place them. You always know the next one. Oh, I don't have any rails, maybe I try to get a rail tile this round, or maybe I don't, because it's more important for me to get this new city or try to work on my rectangle. So different strategies gives you different choices for where to place. Everything we said now is basically the complete rules for the base game. And for me, I felt like after I played the base game a couple of times, I was thinking, I need something more. I feel like for a family weight game, this has 8+ on the box, and I think that would work. Like a family weight game, I don't think you would need the expansions like instantly. But if you, for me, I would say that if you are we love spatial puzzles.
Yeah.
If you are into spatial puzzles, I personally think the base game is a bit too light.
Yeah, I agree. I felt that way with Railroad Inc. as well. I enjoy the base game, but it doesn't take many plays before I would like to add some expansion to that game either, and I feel like that with this game too. I feel like there is in the base game too different ways to different reasons to place or draft the specific tiles that you want. For example, I want to make this into a city, but I don't want to connect it to that city because then I will score half the points, for example. Or everyone's scoring negative points for if you have too many loose ends in your city.
Yes.
I'm just gonna call them that.
I'm always good at that.
So you want to connect them, or for example, make a really long road to score lots of points for cars, for example. So there's in the base game also many different reasons for where you want to place tiles or what you want to draft. But I feel like you really get that crunchiness from adding the expansions with even more to think about, really.
Absolutely. In the collector's edition, there is, I think, eight different expansions. And I love the way it is in that box. Like, there's a pouch, which is the base game. And then when you add an expansion, just grab another pouch and you play with that. And there's a little leaflet, all of them very easy to play. Like, if you know the base rule, you can just sit down and, we grab this one, and I read the rules for 2 minutes, and we know the rule for the expansion. You can always only add one expansion, which means that you need to play the game quite a lot of times to be able to get through all the expansions, which also means that if you buy the base game, you can buy an expansion that you like the look of, play that, and then if you want to buy another one, you can buy another one. So you don't have to do the full investment of buying the collector box. Of course, the positive thing with that is that you get all of the things into one box. I don't think you could fit many expansions into this box.
That's true.
We haven't played all the expansions, but the ones we have played have been good. I have to say, before you talk a bit about expansions, one thing I really like, because some games, when you add an expansion, it's you might see the expansion content, you might not see the expansion content. In this game, there will always be tiles in each row from the expansion, which means that every time you draft, you will get something from the base game and something from the expansion. The only thing it does do, depending on the expansion, it dilutes how many base game tiles comes out.
Yeah.
So let's say that it might be a game where you never see rails, or a rail, the train token.
Yeah.
And someone else always grabs that, but then you need to get the stars, and that, for me, adds to the crunch as well.
Yeah, I agree. For example, one expansion added lakes to the map, and that felt like you had to really control your lake size. You don't need to do that, but one scoring, for example, is to have a complete lake. And also, if a road or a railroad goes into the lake, it basically becomes a station, so it's even easier to make these huge networks, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And also, one other one that we played was, for example, the farming one, which was less intrusive, I would say, a little nicer to play with. It wasn't as much crunch, but you wanted to have a lot of the same animal in the same field.
Area.
Yes.
All in all, there's 8 different expansions. We haven't played them all, but I feel like from the quality of the ones we have played, it's basically a what theme do you like? And also the rule books are very short, so you'll probably find them online. So if you play the base game, which expansion do I want? Read the rule books and see which one adds what we want to add to the game. So who do you think this is going to be for?
If you like spatial puzzles, and also if you like ones that aren't super punishing, but you can kind of have a specific way the game wants you to play. For example, making this huge rectangle, so trying to accomplish that, but having all these other things that you need to think about as well.
I feel like as a base game, it's a very good family weight game, or an introduction to spatial puzzles. So I don't feel like, even though for me it was too light as a base game, I feel like the base game is very solid. So if you're looking for a lightweight, it even says on the box, it even says a quick playing tile placement game. And I really think it is. It says 45 minutes on the box. I think you can easily play that with 4 players. You can then add the expansions if you want to. I don't feel like you need to go out and buy everything to be able to enjoy this game, because For many people, the base game is going to be enough to play it 5-10 times.
Yeah.
And for many people, that's how many times they play a game.
That's true.
But if you love it, you can then add the expansions. So I think that's who's going to like it. People who are looking for a lighter spatial puzzle that isn't as punishing, but when you add the expansion, it's more crunchy and more of still a light game, but more of a gamer's game, I would say.
Yeah.
So what is your final thoughts for Railroad Tiles?
I like it. I liked Railroad Inc., as we talked about as well. And if
It's a smaller box.
Yeah, if you are like me with Railroad Inc., I'm very I like having the stuff for that game.
Yeah.
And I would not play this game with the base game a lot of times because I like my tile laying a little more crunchy.
Yeah.
So I would add an expansion to this game every time I play it.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely happy with the Collector's Edition because I like, with Railroad Inc. we did this as well. Bought the different boxes with the different dice and tried the different stuff. I really liked that. But in Railroad Inc. it takes like this space instead of it's pretty big, so that's the negative, I would say. The positive with this game is the I think it works well with the draft and the King Domino style drafting. It simulates kind of that I can roll some dice in Railroad Inc. and be like, oh, it wasn't any railroad.
Yeah.
This roll.
Yeah.
I really need that. I didn't get it. Oh, you took the only space with a railroad on it. Okay, I have to do something else. And that's the name of the game. So I think this is a good game.
No, the name of the game is Railroad Tiles.
Oh, yes. I'm going to give this a 7.
Okay, Railroad Tiles, I think for me is better than Railroad Inc. The only thing that's not better is that it's bigger.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's less luck-based.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, like you can roll, but it's a very low chance, a very high chance that you're going to get some of what you need, of course, and the timing. If I really need something, need to go first so that I have a higher hope. But of course, it might not arrive. As you said, the only negative is that it's a bigger box. But I do want to keep it.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to keep only the normal edition, but that doesn't have the expansions, and I want the expansions. That said, the box isn't bigger than it needs to be. Like it fits all of the pouches, all the bags, and that's what it fits. And I really enjoy like the way of just, I'm going to grab this, and then you set up in no time. You can teach this and play it in an hour, which I think is great. I think for me, without the expansion, it would be like a 6.5. And I think with the expansion, it's like a 7.5. Especially when having all of the different expansions to choose from, so have the variability to play a different puzzle each time we play it. So I'm going to land on a 7.5, and that's going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can
subscribe
because
lights.
And that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Senua.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.